Welcome to Celebrate a Sister podcast. I'm your host, Emma Walkinshaw. I'm a transformational coach. I'm also the founder of Embody Me program and the creator of 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. You may also find me on the yoga mat leading yoga sessions and also running retreats here in Australia and internationally. Here on the podcast, I bring you some pretty incredible guests. We talk all things self-belief, body acceptance, personal development, outdated beauty standards, and we also call BS on the toxic diet culture, accepting the beautiful bodies we were born into, letting go of all the beliefs, and raising our self-awareness. I also come to you from time to time with a little solo episode, a little Life According to Emma moment. I'm so glad you're here. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Celebrate a Sister. I'm your host, Emma Walkinshaw. I'm a body confidence coach. I have been coaching women for many years and I'm a yoga teacher. So if you are new here, a big warm welcome to you. Today I'm sharing a little bit about my journey of yoga and particularly the parts of the philosophy that have been really great for my own evolution in my relationship with my body and myself. So I'm not sure if you know, but yoga, yes, it is a set of postures and it is movement and it has meditation and breath work in it. But there is a beautiful philosophy that underpins the practice and it's in the language of Sanskrit. So it was born gazillions of years ago. And there's a couple of key Sanskrit words that have been particularly helpful for me as I have practiced yoga and just the teachings of yoga. And as I'm about to head off to India, Yogi Louie and I are about to head off to India in 3 weeks. It will be my third time to India. It is a pretty incredible place. I was reflecting on how the yoga philosophy and yoga practice has really touched my heart. So I wanted to talk about the beautiful word Ahimsa. So I remember when I first started studying yoga, Ahimsa is one of the yamas and niyamas, which are the principles of the yoga philosophy. And without getting too over the top, I don't want to give you all the grapes. I just want to give you the fine wine. So the fine wine of Ahimsa is the practice of non-violence. And I remember when I started to learn about yoga and my yoga teacher, Madonna, said, today our class is focused on Ahimsa, non-violence. And I remember thinking to myself at the time, I don't know if this really appeals to me. I'm not really a violent kind of person. But then as we started to explore it, I mean, the non-violence of the theme of this is actually how we treat ourselves. And many of us, me included, has had a pretty rough inner dialogue from time to time, particularly self-critical about my body, restriction, deprivation. So even when I think about all of the diets that I've been on in the past, the old Emma, in a way, it was actually violence against my body, particularly the deprivation and the restriction. And if we think about how we would treat someone if we were being violent, it's not necessarily, if we think about back, not to be all depressive, but if we think about war times when they did all of these water torture things and these horrible things, that was actually an act of violence. So when I was thinking and working through Ahimsa in my yoga studies, I thought, gosh, there has definitely been ways where I have been quite violent to my body. So then when we think about Ahimsa now, how do I embody Ahimsa? How do I move through the world with myself and others where there is this beautiful way that I can relate to myself? And I definitely feel that yoga has done this for me without a doubt. It's really had me practice a beautiful self-compassion and self-kindness. And that is merely for me just been stepping on the yoga mat. That is a beautiful way to practice Ahimsa. The next beautiful Sanskrit word that I love to use is dukkha. So dukkha is talking about suffering. So if I am to not be in alignment with ahimsa and not be practicing self-kindness, I am inflicting dukkha, which is suffering to myself. And I find that even just interesting how even though I didn't think I was being violent to myself, I was really leaning into a suffering, a real suffering. And dieting for me was a way that I was suffering because it was in this restricted as opposed to expansive way. And then we say to ourselves, well, if ahimsa, I'm now practicing self-kindness, and if I'm aware of dukkha, I'm aware of the suffering, what is the next beautiful word in the yogi language? Aparigraha. I'm going to say that again. Aparigraha. It is a tricky one to say. Aparigraha is about non-attachment. And I love that aparigraha, the non-attachment word, teaches us to release control. It helps us to surrender, and it also helps us embrace the present body that we are in. So ahimsa is our self-kindness, our non-violence to ourselves. Our dukkha is to stop the suffering that we inflict on ourselves. And then aparigraha is to let go, surrender, and embrace where we're at. Often I have had a fixation on the external, which has been my weight, my wrinkles, my size, and honoring the internal strength is where I'm at now, and I'm really honoring the strength, wisdom, and resilience my body has. But it certainly is a practice. And then how do we practice? How do we practice ahimsa? How do we practice dukkha, non-suffering? How do we practice this non-attachment? And I believe it is in the present moment. This is where our joy lives. And definitely yoga teaches that your body is not a problem to fix, but it is a partner to honor. And I also love that yoga leans into breath awareness. So right now, let's just take a little moment to breathe. Maybe this morning you have not been honoring your self-compassion, or maybe you've been a little bit mean to yourself, or maybe you've just not been in the present moment. Maybe you've been in suffering, looking at all the things that are not right with yourself. Let's bring it right here to this present moment, and let's breathe. I don't know if you've taken a deep, full breath today, but now is our time. So take a little moment to relax your shoulders. Draw the breath in through the nose, and a long breath out the nose. And again, fully draw the breath in through your nose, and a long exhale out the nose. And one more. Inhale, draw the breath in, and a long breath out, bringing us right to this moment, right here to this beautiful place of pratyahara. And pratyahara is not being concerned with all of the things around us. We are just right here present in ourself. So practicing pratyahara, nothing else matters but the breath. So these beautiful ancient philosophies are such a sweet reminder that yoga heals and reveals, and these are great little principles and guiding posts to keep bringing us back home into our body. I do believe that yoga is wonderful for self-compassion, but also great for body awareness. I know that for a long time I wasn't overly aware of my body. It was very much an external looking for the answer, giving my power away and wanting someone to fix me. Whereas if we can actually come into the body and have some beautiful body awareness, it's a great way to build that relationship with yourself again and listen. Your beautiful body is always talking to you. She's sending you messages. And the love of yoga, there are some really simple postures that you can do daily. And you don't even have to love yoga to do this. I'm going to talk through a couple of beautiful postures that really lean into this ahimsa, which is this self-kindness. And let's say you're feeling a little bit stiff and maybe your lower back is a little uncomfortable. The most beautiful posture you can do for yourself is child's pose. And in Sanskrit, it's called balasana, but beautiful child's pose. And I'm sure, even if you're not a yogi, I'm sure you know what this posture looks like, but I'm going to talk you through it. And maybe you're busy right now driving the car, but when you get a chance, can you give yourself a little gift and give yourself a child's pose? So I'm going to talk through it. So coming into a kneeling position on the earth, bring your big toes together and your knees wide apart. Then take your hands between your legs and start to walk your hands away from your body. And this brings your chest closer to the earth, stretching your arms out. Maybe your forehead lands on the earth, so your forehead is touching the earth. Your knees are wide apart. Your belly is between your thighs. Maybe your chest is on the earth. Your hips are beautiful and open. And this beautiful posture, your child's pose right now, encourages deep rest. It allows your body to surrender. And just trust in your body in this position and just allowing that belly to hang, and then draw the breath in through the nose, open the mouth, a beautiful release out. So in this beautiful posture, it's deeply nurturing, just like the child. We like to nurture the child. Here we like to nurture ourselves. So there is your first beautiful posture. And I will keep talking, but you might like to pause me and hold your posture for a little longer. Now, the next beautiful posture we're going to come into is a beautiful heart opener. So the heart opener is one of my favorites, and that's where we come onto our bottom. And if you have so your legs are long, and if you have a cushion that can go between your shoulder blades as you come all the way onto the earth, so you're laying down on the earth, you've got a cushion between your shoulder blades, your chin is to the sky, and then our feet, we can take them the width of our hips. So a little opening through the feet, and then taking your arms out to a T. So almost as if you're visualizing Jesus on the cross, your arms are out to a T, but unlike Jesus's legs that are together, your feet are apart, and you also have a cushion behind your back in between your shoulder blades, and you are on the earth. So it's a beautiful heart opener. What I love about a heart opener, it helps release any stored emotion in the chest, and it invites self-acceptance. So in this beautiful posture, the belly, as you draw the breath in, the belly rises and then it falls again, but your heart is beautiful and open. And if you like to extend a little bit deeper into this posture, you might like to bring the soles of your feet together and flare your knees out. So butterfly pose. So there's a beautiful opening between your legs. Your feet to your groin to your knees are almost like a diamond shape. So it is a beautiful opening here. So they're two beautiful postures, your gorgeous child's pose, balasana, and your beautiful heart opening posture that can just help bring a little bit more ahimsa, self-compassion, to the moment. Pratihara, bringing you into this moment where all the surroundings outside of you, it does not matter. So that is two little postures for self-compassion and body awareness. The other little tool that I would like to share with you today too is a couple of reflective journal prompts. When it comes to our relationship with our body, it is absolutely an ever unfolding and evolving quest to come into balance and equilibrium, or into peace, having peace with your body. And it's certainly not easy at all. Well, I'm going to speak for myself. We are constantly bombarded with messaging to be thinner, look younger, be this, be that. Coming back home and having a great relationship with yourself and awareness is ahimsa, practicing self-kindness. So what would it feel like to fully accept my body just as it is? That is a great journal prompt. Perhaps tomorrow morning or this evening, take your pen and paper and just see what your beautiful voice of wisdom has for you. I'll give you the prompt again. What would it feel like to fully accept my body just as it is? Then I have another journal prompt for you. Where am I holding on to violence, self-judgment, restriction, and control in my body? Where am I holding on to violence, self-judgment, restriction, control in my body? And as I ask you that question, where do you feel it in the body? Actually, where do you feel it? The next question or the next journal prompt is, how can I offer my body more kindness today? Have you ever asked yourself that question before? I'm going to ask it again. How can I offer my body more kindness today? So there's some great little journal prompts or even some questions that you might be answering right now. Also, I have for you a little mantra, just in case today you're not quite in a beautiful place with your body. Here is a very simple mantra. My body is wise. My body is worthy. My body is enough. My body is wise. My body is worthy. My body is enough. So there is a little mantra, some journal prompts for you and some yoga postures, and remember to breathe deeply. The other thing I want to let you know about too, how I can support you. I have been a coach for quite some time, but what I know about coaching is that it's really helpful to also get into your body at the same time. We quite often overthink and get stuck in our mind. So I'm offering a beautiful soul alignment coaching and movement session. So how this works is the first 60 minutes with me, we go through coaching. I do a beautiful classic life coaching on whatever you need to be clear about, or wherever you need momentum in your life, or perhaps where you need accountability. And yes, I work with women. And then the next 30 minutes of our session is you actually integrating this in your body. So we do a few very gentle yoga practices to help integrate whatever we've talked about in the coaching session. And I do a beautiful yoga nidra meditation just for you that you will receive after our session to play at a later stage. So this beautiful soul alignment session, 60-minute coaching and 30-minute integration into your body. And also after a bit of time in your head with coaching and talking and expressing, it's really great to get in to your body. So that is a beautiful offering. So I do this in person on the Gold Coast, or we can do it online on Zoom. It also works equally as beautiful as we see each other across the screen. So a recap on today's little takeaway. Can we practice Ahimsa, our self-compassion? Can we really lean into Aparigraha, which is, oh my gosh, I'm going to say that again, Aparigraha, which is this beautiful non-attachment, and then our Dukkha, which is moving away from suffering and being attached. So using yoga as a healing tool, encouraging you that your body is not the problem. Society has some really unrealistic standards that we are trying to adhere to. So thank you all for joining me today. I hope you try one of the yoga poses that I've suggested, your child's pose or your heart opener. I'd love for you to turn your pen to paper and journal for yourself a bit of body gratitude today. And also, if you've enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. Also, I've got some great little I have a 7-day pre-recorded Curvy Woman's Mindset Meditation and Movement, which will help you integrate some of these beautiful yoga postures, give you a little bit of mindset and also some meditation. So there's some links in the show notes. It's a really low, I think it's $21 for 7 days worth of practice that I know will open your heart and have your beautiful body experiencing a little bit of yoga. It's just 7 minutes of yoga, 7 minutes of meditation and 7 minutes of journaling. So very sustainable and attainable. Thanks everybody. Go forth and practice Ahimsa, self-kindness today.